Borrowed eyes. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 256 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and welcome to the Weekend Drop. Short episodes with one simple thought you can carry through the weekend. Today's idea is something I call borrowed eyes. It's about those moments when you feel stuck, staring at a problem from every angle and still getting nowhere. The trick is quite simple. Stop forcing it and try looking at it through someone else's eyes. Before we start, as usual, if you end up liking this episode, remember that liking and subscribing really mean a lot for me. They're just one click, but they really make the difference. Thank you very much for considering it. We usually think the answer comes from more effort, more thinking, more analyzing, but often it's not about more pressure. It's about a little distance. Psychologists call this self-distancing, stepping outside yourself for a second. Studies show that when you frame a problem as it belongs to someone else, your brain cools down, emotions settle, reasoning sharpens, and suddenly the next step feels obvious. There's even a name for this blind spot: Solomon's paradox. We're wiser giving advice to others than solving our own mess. At the end of the day, we all have that one friend that is fantastic at giving advice, but then when he has to apply it, he is not that good at that. And indeed, research backs it up. When people shift into third-person language or imagine a future version of themselves, they make calmer, better long-term choices. It's not magic. It's just perspective. The beauty is you don't need a script. Sometimes it's as small as asking, what would a close friend tell me right now? Or pretending you're writing advice to your future self. Even talking to yourself in the third person. All right, Chip, here's what matters. Has been shown to reduce stress in that moment. It feels a little silly, I know, but it works. And you don't need to wait for a crisis. Next time you're overthinking an email or can't decide which task to start, try borrowed eyes. Picture a mentor, someone you respect, sliding the problem across the table to them in your head. What would they say in 2 sentences? Often, that's enough to clear the fog. It's not about outsourcing decisions. It's about clearing the windshield so your own judgment can drive. Borrowed eyes shines in those everyday routes. Decision fatigue, creative blocks, or moments when your emotions run hotter than your logic. A tiny shift in perspective can be the reset you need. So, today, when you catch yourself spiraling, stop for a minute. Step outside yourself. Borrow a pair of eyes that aren't weighted down by your stress. You'll notice the problem doesn't shrink, but it does feel lighter, and lighter is usually enough to move forward. And that was the drop for today. Borrowed eyes. Simple, quick, but, I believe, surprisingly powerful. If you try it, share it in the comments whose perspective you borrowed, future you, a friend, maybe in someone you admire but never met. If you made it so far, feel free to interact with this comment in any way, shape or form. It is always absolutely welcome. And, as always, stay consistent, stay resilient. This was the Shower Podcast, and I'll see you tomorrow.